Hi everybody, welcome to Astronomy 101. This is going to be a general orientation for my classes this semester at Mesa College. So let's take a look to see what we can find. On your home page you see your CRN or course reference number. Each class is identified by very unique numbers. This is the course reference number for this class. And so on every home page we're going to have some icons, and these icons all do something. This we already clicked because you're watching the orientation video as we speak. This one goes to the astronomy lectures, so as soon as you click it you'll see a bunch of lectures. There's 3 parts to the class. Part 1 is all about history of astronomy, just basic general ideas about Earth and the sky, how they become to find that the Earth is a sphere, proof that the Earth is a sphere, and things like that. It's fun because it's our history, it's our collective history. Then part 2 is about atoms and the starry world. So here we talk about all kinds of stuff like quantum physics, not any numbers or anything, just for fun. We'll talk about fun things in quantum physics, which is the physics of the atoms basically. And then we talk about the stars, we talk about nitrogen bombs, we talk about hydrogen bombs, we talk about how to build a nuclear bomb and so on. It's a pretty fun section. Then the last part is about the universe of galaxies. So we start with the Milky Way galaxy, then we talk about the clusters of galaxies, then we talk about the Big Bang and cosmology. It's the history of the universe itself. So here, if you click on lecture videos, you can see a bunch of videos here. You need to watch 2 or 3 of these a week. You can figure out when the first exam is and how many lectures they are. I believe there are 12 lectures, so that will tell you how much time you have to watch these before the first exam. As you watch these lectures, then you will write down some questions. A couple of questions is all I need, but if you want to write more questions, that's fine. Questions are going to be worth some points. I'll take a look at your questions. If they're good questions, the ones that I think they're quality questions, I'll give you extra points for the class. That's how you get extra credit in the class. Now, once you watch the lectures, you want to go back to your home page, and on home page you want to take a picture of your questions. They should be handwritten questions, and then you put them in the Google Drive. So you go here to the Google Drive. When you click on the Google Drive link, it takes you to here. Here what you need to do is to right click. This is our Google Drive. You right click and you make a new folder for yourself. It should be under your last name and then your first name. So if your name is Taylor Swift, then you write down Swift, comma, Taylor, and then you download your questions here. So as an example, you actually upload them here. So here, this is what the lectures will be dropped into. You say drop files here, you drop your files here. You have to take a picture of your questions and then you drop them here. So you write your questions in a notebook. When you watch lecture 1, you need to put down 2 questions, write it down with a pen, handwriting, no printing please. So you write down lecture 1, question 1, lecture 1, question 2, lecture 2, question 1, lecture 3, question 1, question 2, and so on. Once you write this down, you take a picture of your page, and then that picture that you take with your cell phone, you upload it to your Google Drive. That's all there is. So you can do this before the end of the semester. Although the sooner you put it, the better. I can look at the questions, I can tell you, give you some feedback, and if there's an excellent question, I'll write it down, and you get extra points. So that's how you get extra credit for the class. Back to your home page. So this is where your modules and assignments are. If you click on this, you get to your assignments, and you have to go down just a little bit. The assignments are always between the stars and the stop signs here. So they start here, they end here, and each assignment is worth some points. This one is 5 points, 3 points, 1 point, 3 points. 5 points are very quick, short video lectures, basically, little tiny excerpts, and I try to make them as fun as I can for you. Actually, the lectures are also fun because it's a live class. The students are asking questions in the class, and I try to keep the class fun and exciting for the students. And so when you do your homework, you can see when the due dates are. You need to do them before the due date. And so this is September 7th. If you do it by midnight on this September the 7th, if you have a different class, your due dates may be different, September 7th. And so you do it before September 7th or by midnight on the September 7th. You also have time to do it before the end of the class, because you're allowed to do the lectures anytime, except if you do it past the allotted time, you're going to get some penalty, which is about 10% per day. All right, so then as you look at them, you see these are all due on September 7th. This one is due September 14th. The next module is about ancient astronomy and birth of modern astronomy. So here you still have September 14th as the due date. As you go down, you can see they changed to September 21st. So you need to do this one and this one on September 21st before midnight. And then we go to the next one. These are due on September 28th and so on. That's how you get to do your homework. So basically, every week you watch lectures and write down questions with your pen on a sheet of paper. Then you take a picture and you upload it to our Google Drive. And then once you watch the lectures, you can do your assignments. And that's basically it. Although there's going to be exams coming up too, and I'll explain to you how exams work in just a second. I try to not make the exams a big deal because I know how everybody gets nervous because of exams. So exams are going to be the least important part of the class. They actually have something like 27% of the class. Not as important as watching lectures and writing questions and doing your assignments. Now, if you don't know when your exams are, you just click on this teddy bear here. You click on it and you can see exactly when your exams are. You can see some of them are in October, November, December, and so on. Now your class may be different, your times may be different, but the times and dates are always going to be here, so you can check it out. Be ready for the exams. I will send you some heads up emails to let you know that the exam is coming up. And so you can get ready for the exams by watching these reviews for the exam. Some of these are video reviews, some of them are written reviews. So if you click on them, you can see all the question reviews that you need to learn. Back to our home page again. This is a Zoom office. If you need some help, you need to see me, you can click on the Zoom office and you can come in and we'll talk. And I'm pretty fair, I'm pretty mellow, so you can relax, kick back, and we'll talk. Now, there is no late exams, by the way. If you're planning to be late for the exams, you need to let me know ahead of time so I can make some other arrangements for you, like maybe you can come to the Zoom office and we can talk about other things. You can look at my ugly mug and we'll talk about stuff. This is your contact information. This tells you when the Zoom office is open for you. Every class is different. In this class, you can see on Wednesdays from 3 to 6 p.m. That's when you can click on it and you can come in and talk to me. Back to the home page. Last thing is the link to the Google Drive. So if you click on this, you'll be in our Google Drive. Couple more things I'd like to let you know. One is the inbox. If you click here, you go to our inbox. That's the only way that we can really communicate with each other on a daily basis. If you want to get a hold of me, you click on the inbox, and then once you click on it, you will see that. So in your inbox, there's a pencil. You click on the pencil and you compose a message. You have to find your course first. This is a 10,009 course, and you choose that, and then you choose me as your teacher, and then you put a subject here, and you write your message, and you say send. Pretty straightforward. Back to our home page. If you ever have any difficulty, you can click on help here, and there is a 24-hour student helpline. Here's a telephone number. You can call this number. It's always available. They're really good. So like if if a video is not showing up or there's a problem, you call them. I can't support you technically. So Canvas technical support is this hotline, and so they're pretty cool people. They'll help you out. Nice people. All right. Besides that, we also have another set of options here. This would also take you to the modules, kind of like this one here, and this will give you your syllabus. If you click on it, you can see your syllabus. Whatever class you're in, your syllabus will open up automatically. You can click on it. You can go down. You can see all about the syllabus, and this is how your grades are determined. 27% of the grades are for the 3 exams, so that's the least amount of points. And then attending the lectures and writing 2 questions per lecture. By the way, make sure you watch those lectures on Canvas and not on YouTube. So that's 33% of the total grade. And so if you just do that one thing, you get 33%. The homeworks will give you 40%. So these 2 things will give you more than 70%. That's like getting a C already. So if you do well in here, you're well on your way to get a really good grade. And if you go down more, you get to all the calendars and objectives, what we need to do. And so these are all the learning objectives. You can go through them. It tells you when the exams are. It tells you what each syllabus is, each module is doing. So these are different modules and what's inside of each one of these modules. And so that should be pretty cool. Then there's quizzes. If you click on quizzes on the day that you have exams, by the way, they call exams quizzes here. And so you'll find your exam here. Like exam 1 of fall of 25 will be here. Exam 1 of spring of 25 will be here, and so on. And then the last thing I want to let you know is that these grades here, if you look at your grades, they're temporary. In other words, if you miss an exam, you get 0 points for it. If you miss a assignment, you get a 0 for it. But I don't give you the zeros automatically. I'll wait till later on in the semester to change your grades to a 0. Alright, so don't get too excited if you're getting 100%. That may change by the end of the semester because you may miss a assignment, you may miss a exam, and so on. Let's go back to the home page. So when we go to the home page, we can see again that there's 7 icons. You can also use the calendar. I'm not too hot on the calendar. There's some errors I've seen in the calendar. But if you click on the calendar, it tells you basically which homeworks are due when. In August, you don't have any homeworks in this case. So we go to September and your homework starts showing up and they tell you when they're due and things like that, right? And so hopefully you'll do fantastic this semester in the class. And I'm looking forward to meeting every one of you, actually. If you come on the Zoom room, we can chit-chat about, your life. We can talk about what major you have, what you're doing in life, and I'll tell you what I'm doing in my life. So I'll be looking forward to working with you this semester. Hopefully you'll have a great semester. Enjoy the class and have some fun. By the way, there is a word that I use that it stands for all the words that we can't use in the class, and that word is sheesh. If you say sheesh, then sheesh could mean anything, anything that you like to, any word that you want to use, like sheesh that or sheesh this. It may mean something to you, but it doesn't offend anybody. So please use that in your, in the class. You can talk to me that way too. It'll be pretty fun. All right, enjoy yourself. Have a great class. Bye bye.